All right, welcome back. This summer has already brought historic flooding to the U.S., and today parts of the Midwest are bracing for more severe weather. Catastrophic flooding in Texas last month claimed the lives of at least 135 people, with more than 35 children among the victims. And while the rising waters this year are not the result of a hurricane, we only have to look back to 2005 as a reminder to see how quickly a hurricane can change everything. In 3 weeks, New Orleans and the Gulf Coast will mark 20 years since Hurricane Katrina made landfall. That powerful storm left nearly 1,400 people dead and caused more than $200 billion in damage in today's dollars, making it the costliest hurricane in U.S. history. I'm joined now by retired Army Lieutenant General Russel Honore. He served as the commander of the Joint Task Force Katrina, which was responsible for coordinating military relief efforts for that storm recovery. And General, great to see you.
Good afternoon, Fred.
Well, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years, but, overall, are cities in a better positions today to prepare for flooding?
They're better prepared with the alert and warning systems. Some of that was deteriorated in the last 6 months because of the meteorologists we lost as a result of Doge. But the infrastructure was significantly improved after Katrina. We still have some way to go, as well as the process and procedures for responding to storms have been improved significantly since Katrina because we expanded the size of FEMA to triple the size of it was. But in the last 6 months, they've lost about 60,000, a third of their employees. So while the process and procedures are there, we don't have the manpower we had even 6 months ago to be able to deal with the alert and warning, as well as the preparedness and the evacuation of people, as we saw in the July 4th flooding in Texas, Fred.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, you're going to be speaking at a Katrina anniversary event tonight, right? Sponsored by the group levees.org. Are you confident the levees that were rebuilt and strengthened following failures during Hurricane Katrina, can withstand another storm, I guess, as powerful or tantamount to Katrina?
Well, the standard that the government gave the Corps is build a levee protection system to a Category 3 storm. But Fred, once we learned since Katrina, the category of the storm does not dictate the flooding threat to New Orleans, because New Orleans levee system was originally built to deal with flooding, high water from the north, coming down in the springtime and overtopping the levees like it did in 1927, that developed all this infrastructure and developed governance. Katrina, on the other hand, pushed water up into Lake Pontchartrain and into a part of that flood protection system into the canals. And when the 17th Street Canal burst and the ones in the 9th Ward, the city flooded and 80% of the city was underwater. So levees.org was one of those NGOs developed after Katrina to keep the focus on the local governance of those levee boards that actually operate the levees. The Corps engineers build it, and it's turned over to state-appointed officials that maintain the levees. And they've been a big role in ensuring in our legislature and keeping the citizenry involved in how we can best protect the levees. And they've done a great job. And I'm speaking there tonight. This is the third event in New Orleans this week. So this is a busy time.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed. In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, it did expose a lot of failures from the national government to state and local levels. President Trump is planning to phase out FEMA after this hurricane season. You already, remarked on the reduction of FEMA staff thus far. And the president's hoping to shift the responsibility for response and recovery onto the states. Are you concerned about whether states can handle it?
I'm very concerned. Until 1979, when President Carter established FEMA, it appears that this current administration want to go back to what we did in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, where we had individual agencies responding to governor's requests. That will take us back into the 30s level of governance. Things have changed since then. FEMA has evolved. We've got the flood protection system around New Orleans, but it still could flood. If we had another Katrina, that came in and the water came in stronger in the lake and it overtopped the levees. So it could be a repeat, but I strongly recommend the president not to act on a whim. I think they got a heads up on July 4th that they need FEMA, that they need somebody out front to coordinate not just the response, but the recovery. And hopefully there's some, don't destroy FEMA, Mr. President, make it an independent agency and take it out of Homeland Security. Because right now, Homeland Security is taking money out of FEMA to build detention camps. They've told FEMA employees this week, you got to go help with deportation. If you don't go, we're going to fire you. We need to get FEMA back under the White House under the original intent. It only went there after 9/11 under the Bush administration, but FEMA should be separate organization working for the executive branch, and FEMA should be neutral party. Regardless of whether you're a red state or a blue state, you get the equal assistance. And right now, that's not happening, Fred. And I hope the president reads that decision.
Well, perhaps the president is listening to Lieutenant General Russel Honore. So glad to see you. Thank you so much.
Katrina 20, be prepared to evacuate. That is the bottom line. You got to be prepared to evacuate. Thank you, Fred.
Really powerful lesson. Thank you so much.